On today's show, I'm talking with the host of Guitar Hero with Jack. If you like what you see, give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and check out some of my other interviews. I'm adding more all the time. You can also read some of my written work on Newsweek.com. That's enough from me. Let's get into it. Hello there, Jack, if that is your real name, Guitar Hero with Jack.
It is. It is.
That's a great that's a great title. I remember the first time I saw that in my YouTube shorts, and I was like, oh, made me want to do Rock Band with Zach, but then I feel like that'd be too competitive,
It's only because it rhymes. If it didn't rhyme, then, you wouldn't feel the same way.
right?
That's
Uh,
I'm interested though. So you said you found me through shorts.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I figured that's the case for a lot of people, but I'm always curious to know like where I'm showing up for people. Because obviously the main thing on my channel is the daily uploads, but I got a lot of love for the shorts too. So I'm glad that those were showing up for you.
Yeah, they jump right to the solos, and you get the letter grade,
Yeah.
which is always very fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's such an easy clippable thing to do because it has the visual. The number going up is really visually pleasing to watch. Um,
hmm.
so yeah, it's a good little formula I've found.
So let's go back to the beginning. What's your first experience with Five Fret?
Okay, so how far back do you want to go? Like all the way to the beginning?
As far back as you go.
Well, my first memory of anything 5 fret was I think it must have been Guitar Hero 3. I went over to a friend's house. I was probably like 13 years old. And his older brother was playing it, and I was like, "What is that game? It looks really fun." And I didn't play guitar. I play guitar, like real guitar, these days, but back then, that was sort of the cool thing was to play real guitar, and this was like a step closer to that. So yeah, that was my first memory of it, and then from then, I'm pretty sure I got Guitar Hero 3 for the Wii. And just played that, like started with easy, played all the way through easy mode, then moved on to medium, then hard, then expert. So the typical career mode stuff. Um, and yeah, it started with Guitar Hero 3 and then I went a couple years, more than a couple, in between kind of like falling off the Guitar Hero grind and then really rediscovering it again about 7 years ago. And that's when I started the channel. And I realized there were so many games that I hadn't played. And I was like, how can I create a mechanism to force myself to play all these games? I'll record it and I'll do one a day. And yeah, and then, yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, I think I started at around the same time. I started, but I was on the Rock Band side.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
and
Okay.
I was a drums main for
Wow.
the longest time. In fact, it wasn't until my brother borrowed Guitar Hero 3 from a friend that I was able to go from like medium to expert, just because that was the only option, you know.
Wait, so you're saying medium to for drums?
For a
For drum
guitar.
specific? Oh,
Like
I see. I see.
Rock Band, it was always my brother Jason on guitar on expert and me on drums on expert.
Oh, I
That
gotcha. I
was
gotcha.
the team. And then and when I would try to play guitar by myself, I could do like medium, maybe hard. And then eventually we
Right.
got he borrowed, we didn't even own it, Guitar Hero 3. And that was when I was like, all right, I'm gonna buckle down, I'm gonna learn how to play on expert.
That's so funny. So you started with drums.
Yeah.
I I had Rock Band, the original Rock Band at one point, and attempted drums, but it never clicked for me, and it wasn't the same sort of satisfying kind of thing that I felt when I was playing guitar, but I don't know, maybe I've considered trying to get back into the drumming side, but I don't know. I don't know enough about the mechanics of that to like go out and buy a drum set. Um,
Sure. Oh yeah. I mean, I think that there will be a new wave of like people getting into it when the cracked drums come out.
mm,
Which I'm very excited for. You know, I have an e-kit, but I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't really like playing the video game with an e-kit. I much prefer the video game drums for video games and e-kits for like actual practice, you know?
sure,
But
sure,
that just
yeah.
might be the way I'm wired. But anyway, speaking of hardware, what is your weapon of choice? I mean, I know because I see the videos, but kind of tell people what you work with.
Well, my setup is pretty basic. It's, I'm marketing myself as a casual player that can play on expert mode, but I'm not like the elite people that can FC everything. Like I fail songs occasionally. But my strength is endurance and and doing this consistently versus playing extremely accurately. So my setup is just like a basic, I think I here I have I actually got out my guitar in case it came up, but I just have like the pretty basic like Wii Guitar Hero guitar. Um, and I just like got it off Amazon or eBay or something for 50 to 60 bucks and
It's not modded or anything?
no mods,
Wow.
nothing. Yeah, I know. I know. I've struggled enough just to keep a regular guitar working. This is actually my third one.
Oh,
The other two have broken and I just I maybe this is just a mental hurdle that I have to get over. But maybe modding is not that difficult anyway, but I just in my mind I'm thinking like my regular guitars are already breaking, like I don't I don't know that I have what it takes to figure out how to mod it and
you don't want to break them yourself.
right, I don't want to right, because I have to keep up this daily upload. So
Right.
I'd be really in a
Honestly,
bind if I broke my guitar on accident.
yeah. I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm a little guitar overloaded. Like I have all my old rock band guitars, very few of which still work. Um and I've got multiple Guitar Hero ones and the Riffmaster and a pair of cracked guitars. So I've got guitars out the wazoo. Um
How many? How many do you have out of curiosity?
all total probably about 7.
Wow, okay. Okay.
Let's see, Rock Band 1, 2, 4, Beatles bass, uh, Guitar Hero 3, 4, and 5, and Warriors of Rock. So we're already at 8. Holy cow.
Wow. Wow. So do you are
Like,
you collecting these like or do you just get
inadvertently.
one? Okay. That wasn't the
I'm
intention at first, but
Yeah, I just really like switching it up. I like being like,
yeah.
I'm gonna play on the Riffmaster today,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna play on my Guitar Hero 3 Angel Customs. If they were a modding thing that shut down very controversially and left a lot of players out in the lurch who had
Oh,
given
really?
their money. Yeah,
Like people had paid for modded guitars and they didn't receive them?
yeah, and it took me months
Wow.
to get mine. Um, and like just a couple months later, it shut down, and so I'm
Oh,
very
wow.
lucky. Yeah,
So
and it's a good guitar too.
do most people like pay to send in their guitars to get modded or do they do it themselves these days?
These days, I think most people who are like hardcore, who don't just buy the cracked guitar, which is kind of like the new standard. Not to be a shill or anything, but like pretty great. But I think that they just like bite the bullet and do it themselves, and I'm probably gonna do that
Yeah.
with my Guitar Hero 5 guitar because I really like that guitar, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I would totally be down to just buy one because I don't trust myself to do it.
Mm.
But I don't know. I haven't done the research to figure out who's providing those, who's doing them consistently. Um, but pretty much everything that I learned about the Guitar Hero community has been from like people that have watched my stuff and commented and just been like, why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, I didn't even know that existed. Thank you for telling me. So
I mean,
I've
that's
just
really
been,
cool to like to be
yeah,
kind of to be in it, but not like connected in that way where it's like I mean, you are in it every single day, literally. But you know, you've got your guitar. It works.
right.
Um, you don't
I'm
need
old
to
school.
have an engineering degree, or
But
know
yeah,
all of
yeah,
like the community, like you've got your own community. They'll let you know.
right. And I do think that, at least a decent amount of them are like, why don't you, uh, yeah, why don't you do this? Why don't you mod your guitar and then you could do, strum, d double strum easier, double tap easier. And I'm sort of like, well, yeah, you're probably right. But also, I think I've sort of peaked at my skill level. I don't know that I'm going to get a whole lot better than I'm at now. And so I'm just trying to maintain that. And a modded guitar wouldn't necessarily, I just feel like that's a whole different direction for me to go. And that's like me trying to become an elite player, which I know myself and I know that I, maybe I could get marginally better with some sort of mod on my guitar. But I don't think I would ever get to actually the level I would need to be at to realistically compete with some of the top players. So I'm just sort of like, I appreciate that. But this is where I'm at.
Yeah,
And
you're in your
realistically,
comfort
this is where
zone.
I'm staying. Right. Right. That's a good
Have
way to
you
put it.
have you successfully brought your right hand up?
I have successfully done that.
Then you're ahead of me.
Okay. Well, okay. So that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm in good company. I mean, I'm only successful maybe 25% of the time. Maybe that's even a little generous. And it has to be a specific, like if it's only alternating between two, then I can sometimes do it. If it's like, what are they, like the zigzags or like a staircase, count me out. Count me out.
Yeah, I mean, even knowing those terms is like a you're up there. I'd like
Also
to think
terms
that
that
I'm
I've
a
picked up.
yeah. Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm like a high casual or like a very, very low pro.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
but I haven't beaten I haven't gone back to it and tried, but my peak is what's it? Raining Blood. I haven't beaten Raining Blood.
Okay. I was
So
going to ask, what are your, what's the word for it? Like
White Whale.
hurdles. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, for
raining
me, it's
blood.
definitely Raining Blood. Like I haven't even thought about the intro of Through the Fire and Flames. That's beyond my comprehension. Um, when I play with family and friends, I make sure to pick the easy ones to do it like a party trick. Like I can do those on drums more or less. Through the Fire and Flames, no, no, not on drums, too much.
Really? So I don't know anything about how, like, what are the most difficult drum songs? Do they pretty much align with the same guitar song, like difficulty for guitars?
Sometimes like that song is just hard on everything.
On everything. Yeah, across the board.
Like anything with like a blast beat is like really hard to play on drums because even live you can kind of just fake your way through it.
Yeah,
But you know, but when they chart every single hit, like you've got to be on it, and when
right.
it double times like that, yeah, there are issues. And some songs are like really complex. Some songs like Green Grass and High Tides, not that difficult on drums.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
like it's got some really fast like ride cymbals. So, but if you have if your technique is reasonable, and mine's not great, but I can pretty much ace that song. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure it's much better than mine would be.
well, you practice a little while. I mean, I've seen Jason Paradise and those Lore Hero guys who are lovely human beings. I've met most of them. But I remember when he was starting drums, couldn't even hold his sticks right, and then like a couple months later, he was acing these like metal songs, and I'm
Wow.
like, holy cow, little practice, little elbow grease. That's all it takes. Just like
How
with
long did it
a
take
real
him to get to
instrument,
that point?
Uh, not too long. Just I mean, depends on how much you play, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you
I've
play
got
on,
about,
oh,
I was just gonna say I've that for me that's like I play like an hour a week probably. That's pretty much the time I've got these days, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I can pack in about 10 songs and then that's my recording session for the week for the 10 days or whatever.
that's how you do it. You do it in like a chunk. You don't play
Yeah.
every single day.
I don't actually play every day. No, I know, I know. It's if I it yeah, it's just yeah, I found that that works well for me with the energy that I have going in, and then by song number 10 I'm sort of like and most of it is just like being on for the camera. Like if I'm just sitting there silently playing, I could play for longer a lot of times, but because it's not even like hand fatigue or anything. It's just turning on the commentary mode and talking to myself for an hour and a half, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go edit these now, where I can be silent and solitary. So
Sure. And you play on Clone Hero, right?
yes, yeah.
Um, have you ever uh, considered switching to Yarg, or have you ever
I
dabbled with Yarg?
have never dabbled in Yarg. I've never dabbled. But I do another thing that's another thing that commenters are saying, like, you should play Yarg. And I don't know anything about it, admittedly.
It's much closer to the Rock Band engine, whereas Clone Hero is
Okay.
much closer to the Guitar Hero 3. Um,
So then do you prefer Yarg? I'm
I
guessing if you
generally
started
prefer
Rock Band.
Yarg, but
Okay.
I will say the last update they had made calibration really tricky. Like I just could not
Mm,
lock in properly. And the last
yeah.
update they had for Clone Hero, the 1.1 with the that added leaderboards, which is a whole reason to jump in and play. I feel
Yeah.
like it was really easy to calibrate. So I'm cloning. I'm generally a Yarg main, but for now, I'm all in on Clone Hero.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, I
I
haven't
go
had a
back and forth.
chance to do the Clone Hero update. So they have leaderboards
Yeah, on Clone Hero.
for
Yeah.
just like for every song or only
Hmm.
like official. Okay.
Yeah, every song, even the customs. So I've got like a lot of
Wow.
weird customs where like I'm the only one who's played. So I'm like, yes, number
Right.
one.
So you're number one in the world on a bunch of obscure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm number
That's
one in the world on Runaway by Del Shannon, which is
that's
my
awesome. That's
kind of
awesome.
tune, but usually not well represented in the Rock Band Guitar Hero space. But they do have like some Roy Orbison stuff and Johnny Cash and
Okay. So
Chuck
you like the
Berry.
old country, oldies
Uh,
country stuff?
I like. I would say when I do like country, I do like the older country stuff.
Sure.
But
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
it's
necessarily
classic.
call like Roy Orbison or Del Shannon country.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also like it. Like I mean, I was at a birthday party the other day and I sang "Read My Mind" by the Killers at karaoke.
Nice.
That I'd like to think I brought the house down. I don't know.
I'm sure you
uh,
did. I'm sure you did.
so well, you asked me about my my choke points. What are some songs that you failed on? What are some songs that you went, oh boy, I'm gonna really need to lock in, or this is gonna take a couple days.
Yeah. Good question. So the ones I'm trying to recall some of the I think I have a playlist that I haven't updated in a while, but I have a playlist of like songs that I struggled with. I don't remember exactly what I called it, but um those usually required a bit more editing on my end. Just because I would fail so many times and I would not want to, have this be a 2 hour long video where you're watching me fail forever. Um, I mean, obviously through the fire and flames, the first time I played through that, actually on the Guitar Hero 3 PC engine. I did that for like the first 800 episodes on my channel, I think, and then switched over to Clone Hero. But so for that one, I think I failed it 300 something odd times before.
Whew.
It was over a span of multiple days, um, which I think that video is probably the long form video that I'm most proud of on my channel. And so yeah, obviously that one. There's a couple others. I think the first one I failed playing through it chronologically, Guitar Hero 1 and then 2 was Jordan, the Buckethead song. Um, and then honestly, the other one that comes to mind, I think is Warriors of Rock. I think it's Speeding. I don't remember who that's by, but I remember
I remember that
thinking,
one off the top of my head.
Yeah, that one in my when I was trying to beat it, I remember thinking like I might have to quit. I might have to quit my channel. I'm gonna reach the point where I need to upload this video before I beat it, and then my experiment is done. I can't do the daily upload anymore.
Mm.
So I was a little freaked there for a while, but thankfully, I don't know what happened, but I miraculously got through and I said, I will never return to that song. It was just not, it was difficult, but not in a fun way. It was just like an impossible I don't know, just it was impossibly difficult and not that fun. So when I finally beat it, I said, I'm retiring this song forever.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now we're looking at the future. I don't think 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, we ever thought that Five Fret would be coming back in the way that it is now. The way it started last year with the cracked guitars and the Riffmaster. I like them both. We don't have to pick sides. I like them both. But
Sure.
now
Why
we've
not
got
both?
Fortnite Festival. Have you dabbled in that at all? Have you
No, that's
tried it
another
out?
one that I need to do. That's another one. It's just like after I get my 1 hour in a week of Clone Hero, I'm like, I don't have any other time.
True, fair enough.
But that's
Uh,
that's just an excuse. That's an excuse. I need to do this.
I mean, it's much improved from when it launched. There were issues, but we've also got sound system coming out and stage tour. Um, we've got all of a sudden got a bunch of Five Fret games, not to mention Yarg and Clone Hero constantly being updated.
Yeah.
Um, you know, are you looking forward to like getting new songs to put into your rotation of
Yeah,
Guitar Hero with
definitely.
Jack?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, these are definitely all on the table. I feel like I want the like completionist side of my brain wants to play through everything Guitar Hero and Rock Band first. Um, just because that was the original goal. But, if these other games are picking up steam and people are paying more attention to those, and it's probably in my best interest and everybody's collective just interest in general that I do these first before that. So yeah, I would definitely be down to play any of these. I like I said, I need to learn more about them, but I think right now I did the math and I still have, I think I'm a little past the halfway point in my channel if I were to just play Guitar Hero and Rock Band official songs and DLC, then I still have something like 6 or 7 years to go. So I think it's a little unreasonable. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think it's I think it would be unreasonable for me to say, okay, I'm not going to play anything Fortnite Festival until I'm done with Rock Band because that would be 5, 6 years from now.
Right.
So, I try to do like polls every now and then of like what should I play next, and um, I haven't done that in a while because I'm playing through Rock Band 2 DLC right now, and it's like 900 something songs, so it's just taking forever. But uh, but yeah, I'm definitely open to that. What are these all PC, or are they on console or both or what?
Their sound system's going to be on everything, And
Okay.
Stage Tour, from what I understand, is currently PC only, but the aim is for it to be on everything.
Yeah. Okay. And are they coming out with all their like custom equipment and everything, I'm assuming? Like new guitars,
No,
new everything.
Stage Tour's not having custom equipment, but it's compatible with everything. Excuse me, Sound
Wow.
System is not having custom equipment, but it's compatible with everything. And Stage Tour is kind of it's Red Octane Games, which are Cracked affiliated. So kind of they kind of backdoor piloted their way there. Like the Cracked guitar is, although there is going to be a pack-in guitar. I forget which model it is. It might be the Kramer
Okay.
from I believe Guitar Hero 2. Um, like a remake of that guitar will be the pack-in
Yeah.
guitar for Stage Tour. Um, but yeah, it's exciting, all new stuff. Some of us are lucky to have old guitars that still work, but a lot of people, their equipment's busted or they just want a new one, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I wonder how this will affect
thrilled.
the guitar market for the resale market on eBay and Amazon because man, if you know how to fix those, I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of business, mine included. I would be interested since I
Yeah,
don't trust myself to do it.
yeah.
So,
Hopefully, someone will hear this and
yeah, reach
you'll get a
out.
sponsorship.
Well, that's
um,
awesome. Yeah, I definitely like I keep saying, I hear about these things from viewers and from commenters. So I'm always learning from them. I'm always like a little behind the news cycle, but but yeah, that's super cool to know that there's multiple games coming out. That's awesome. I feel like that. I mean, I feel like Guitar Hero died like a decade ago, and I'm assuming everyone thought, okay, that was it. That was nice while it lasted. And then Rock Band hung on a little bit longer, and then it also kind of phased out. But
yeah,
I'm
here
glad they're
we
coming
are.
back. I didn't
Uh,
anticipate this.
yeah, no, I don't think anyone did. Um, so, do you consider yourself a video game enthusiast outside of Guitar Hero? Do you play other games?
I used to. I used to play um I used to play a lot of Skyrim. I used to play a lot of Black Ops 2 and the other oh, definitely a lot of Minecraft. And I still occasionally like maybe once or twice a year I get really into Minecraft again for like a week and then I'm just like I can't do this. I'm gonna get addicted to this. But those are probably my my top, what was that, four of all time, most hours.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty basic. I feel like most people play those games, but I also dropped a lot of time.
Yeah, I only played Skyrim for the first time last year,
Oh,
the
really?
PS5 version. Yeah,
What did you
uh,
think?
it's it's fine. Uh, I mean, I'm a Fallout guy, like Fallout 3 and
Yeah,
4, mostly 3 in New Vegas. But so for me, it was just always the lasers and guns over
yeah,
swords and magic. But once I was like, well, once I just jumped in, I had a
yeah.
great time. I played it for like 130 hours, which is probably not a lot
Yep.
for most people, but for a
That's a
first
decent amount.
playthrough, yeah, for a first playthrough,
Yeah,
I think it was a good run.
that
I'll
makes
probably
sense.
jump back
No,
into
that
it at
makes
some
sense.
point.
I love
Um,
medieval like swords and that kind of stuff. So yeah, makes sense if you are more of the sci-fi type than Fallout would be your thing. And I'm sure that, you know, now Skyrim probably doesn't hold up to these new games that are coming out. Not
I
quite as
mean,
much.
well, nothing Bethesda does really holds up because they're using the same friggin' 20-year-old engine. But that's a whole other discussion. I
That's a
love
different
them,
podcast.
but they really gotta get a new engine, man. Come on, Todd, you got the money, you can afford it. Uh, So, all right, so let's wind down. I know you've got stuff to do, but what are some bands or some songs that you like that haven't made the jump to Five Fret that you're just like, oh, I wish I could play this in the game.
Ooh, that's a really good question, actually. I'm sure I have a bunch of like as soon as we say goodbye, I'm gonna think of like 10. But the first one that came to mind just now is probably John Mayer. I'm trying to think if John Mayer has anything on anything. I think maybe I've played one official. I've seen one John Mayer song on any game. Um, and I'm trying to think of why. I guess because I don't know. I don't know. But he always has some great guitar riffs that I would love to play in a Guitar Hero type format. And I don't know, for whatever reason, it seems like none of his stuff, maybe it's like copyright stuff. Maybe it's
Yeah,
I know that
or maybe he's one of those bratty guys who's like, no, you got to play it on a real guitar.
he's definitely I've seen statements I've because I saw somewhere that he made some sort of statement about how um he said that like the function of or like the way that you play Guitar Hero is not the way that your brain should be thinking about like rhythm and beat and just playing guitar in real life because in real life you're supposed to be reliant on the rhythm of like the bass and the drums and that will determine how you play guitar. So he comes at it from like a theoretical type of way. But I'm just like I just want to have fun and like look at notes and hit them, you know? It's not that deep.
Yeah.
But maybe that has something to do with he just yeah, I'm sure it comes down to like copyright or he doesn't want to license his stuff. Who knows? But
Yeah.
I personally would love it.
I wonder if that attitude is a little different now that it's been, 20 years. I mean, 2005 was the original Guitar Hero. Um, now that there are so many guitar players, I can't, name any, but there's so many young people who play guitar who started in Five Fret. They
Yeah.
obviously wouldn't have that hang up.
Yeah, I would love to know like if there's some sort of data out there about anyone who started completely casual before they even picked up a real guitar, started with Guitar Hero, transitioned to real guitar, and then started like an actual successful rock band. Successful, that can vary wildly, but anyone that's been able to form a band, play stuff that was inspired by Guitar Hero or Rock Band or any five fret, like I would just be curious to know what
Yeah.
people out there.
I'm trying to think of the timeline because my brother is an accomplished musician in Ukraine now. Um, we're not Ukrainian at all, but he chose to live there in like 2017 and just loved it and never went back even when war happened.
Wow.
So he's still there now, but he's
Still there
a
playing music.
musician playing music, writing songs in
Wow.
Ukrainian, and he's kind of like known as like that American guy who assimilated it.
Wow.
He's
Well, there
Dances
you
with
go.
Wolves, but I think he started playing real guitar before he started playing Rock Band. I think
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on
So,
the timeline, but it's
well,
pretty close.
he's your older brother, you're saying?
Younger, he's younger.
Oh, he's younger. Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
just the one who went on to like actually do stuff. No, I played
That's
drums
cool.
on a record of his last year. When I went to go visit him in Ukraine, um, and see battles or bombings from the window, which was crazy.
Oh
But
my God.
yeah, it was wild. I was just like, everyone should experience this because it's a different sleep that you get when you
Wow.
fall asleep hearing you see the flash and then like 10, 20, 30 seconds later you hear it.
I can't imagine.
um yeah, it took a while for me to get used to it. I stayed for like 3 months.
Wow.
um
Okay. That's a while. Does that like did that inspire his music at all?
I don't know. I don't know the language. So maybe.
So
I don't
wait,
know what he's singing about.
he's writing and singing and performing in Ukrainian?
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I mean
That's
his
really cool.
accent is I don't know if it's perfect, but it's very close, you know. He's
It's
not
obviously good enough if he's, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, he's respected there, you know, he's not like cosplaying, you know.
That's
But
cool.
but
That's
but
cool.
anyway, enough about my stuff. I guess do you have any last kind of thoughts about Five Fret? Anything you want to impart before you plug the Patreon and the channel?
I mean, I think we covered a lot. I appreciate you having me on here and just talking about it. And yeah, I'm trying to think of if I want to say anything else. I just feel like I didn't realize how big the community still was when I started my channel. I just sort of like started it. I mean, obviously it started for me and it's still ultimately for me and this goal, this random weird goal that I have. But it's been really nice to see people enjoying the journey as well and teaching me things along the way. I will ask questions during my recording and because I know that I'm going to forget that I asked it and forget to look it up later. And so people will kindly answer my questions and teach me things about bands, about music. I've discovered a lot of new bands that I didn't know about playing Clone Hero. And yeah, it's just been a good time, a good journey, a good 5, 7 years, however long I've been doing it, learning from people, and I hope to keep it going.
Yeah, you're halfway home.
Halfway there, halfway there.
Halfway.
Well, no, now we know that with all these new games coming out, I'm falling behind the halfway point. I got to keep up.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
gonna
there's
have to
like
start
six
doing
or
two a
seven
day.
hundred more that are on Fortnite
Oh
already.
God. Oh no. Don't
Yeah,
tell me that.
it's push back your retirement. So just like where can people find you on social media and on Patreon and all that stuff?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is Guitar Hero with Jack. I'm uploading every day. I have a new song that comes out every day, and hopefully a new short as well every day. So there's that. There's also my Patreon, same name, Guitar Hero with Jack. If you'd like to support, I would be eternally grateful.
Well, it's been a joy to get to talk to you, pick your brain, talk about Five Fret Gaming, you know, my favorite kind of gaming, and maybe we'll have you back on in the future.
Yeah, man, it's been great. Thanks for having me.